Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Hello. Are we doing this? Are we doing a show today? You guys, I almost called in sick. I'm not going to lie to you. This was about as close as I've ever gotten to just calling in sick with no illness whatsoever. But we are here to do Run It Back on a lovely Thursday. Yeah, I am sick to my stomach. I am ill. Boogie Cousins, Lou Will, Chandler P. And we will now discuss whatever we are calling that abomination that occurred last night in New York City. Damn you, OG! Why? This tip-in gives the Knicks a 3-1 lead, and it is also, just to add insult to injury, the biggest comeback in finals history. 107-106 your final. OG finishes with 33. 7 of 9 from 3. Can we put a body on him for the love of all things holy? Jalen Brunson, 36 points, 12 of 25, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Wemby had 24, 9 of 25, 13 rebounds. Dylan Harper, thank you. Just thank you. 21 points off the bench. They had the largest halftime lead that the Spurs did in NBA history. And I mentioned the whole finals thing on the comeback. Anywho, 29 points is what the Spurs were up. And I knew it was getting jinxed by the threads that were going on and the texts that were happening, and there was too much comfort. Chandler, biggest choke job you've ever seen?
It was a historic meltdown. Like, I mean, I still don't believe my eyes. I still can't believe it happened. I probably got to imagine the entire city of San Antonio is still in shock. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like, that was just an absolute choke job. And you got to credit the Knicks before you talk about San Antonio. They were resilient. OG was phenomenal. Brunson was great. Alvarado came in and he changed the game. Like, they did do a lot of things to attribute the win. But in no way, shape, or form do you have a 29-point lead in the playoffs, regular season, preseason, and completely change the way you're playing that got you the lead. Start getting sloppy with the ball, take early bad 3-point attempts that you just weren't doing early. This was really bad, and this is going to sting for a long time. And I said yesterday, whoever wins Game 4 is most likely going to win this NBA Finals. And it's hard to imagine this young team with all this inexperience that we just saw on display has the depth and has the maturity and has the experience to kind of rally back from such an insane loss. So credit to the Knicks, but man, this is the inexperience that everybody was worried about when talking about this San Antonio young team, and they showed it on full display last night. 30 points in the second half is just hard to do, and just timely turnovers. Fox was, I love me some De'Aaron Fox. He was absolutely brutal down the stretch. It was just really bad. So yes, I believe this is probably the biggest choke job of all time.
100%. You hit it on the head. It's definitely one of the biggest of all time.
I got tears in my eyes.
A choke job.
I still can't believe it.
I mean, it also goes to show that we talk about the inexperience of this Spurs group. We've watched them time and time again throughout this series have leads and completely lose them. Part of being the experienced team is learning how to, close out the win, seal the game. And I think that's the next step for that Spurs group, figuring out that part. Obviously, they had the talent to even put themselves in a position to be able to win. Double digits up down the stretch, and, you find a way to lose that game. It's no one person's fault. I think that falls on the entire group. But I just have to blame it on inexperience. You have to learn how to close out these games. They've made the same mistakes time and time again throughout the series. And this same bug is continuing to bite them down the stretch. So I just have to blame it on inexperience. It's nothing more, nothing less.
Are you actually crying?
I'm the anger I feel is without words this morning. Like, I packed a trident.
We should give you the floor. Get it out.
I'm literally getting on a plane after the show, and I'm packing brass knuckles and a trident, and I'm ready for Game 5. Like, that's how I feel. I'm so angry. How are you up 29 points and you lose in that building to those fans and that owner, shameful. It was shameful. And De'Aaron Fox, 200 and whatever $1 million is for you to be a veteran presence. Guess what? You were the worst person on the floor last night. And I know you don't want to blame one person, Boogie, but we can go ahead and give him a big old chunk of that pie because that was absolutely
this is
gross.
Second playoffs ever. And it looked
brutal.
Like it. This is his second playoffs ever. Regardless if he's a veteran or not, he's still going through learning processes himself. And it showed last night.
We bypassed all the red flags and the warning signs. This is 4 straight games that San Antonio has blown double-digit leads. They haven't had the chance to maintain leads. And the word that's going to keep coming up is inexperience. We talk about it, and, for a while, they've been able to survive it. And now it showed its ugly head at the worst time possible in a pivotal Game 4 where you got a 29-point lead. You get tricked into thinking that you're playing better than you're playing because you're shooting lights out. They were incredible from the 3-point line in the first half, had a 40-point first quarter. You should be able to close this basketball game at all costs, and they just weren't able to do it. The Knicks just chipped away. And I'll be honest, from in that range of the 29, in between 29 and like 15 points, it was a blur to me because I just started partying. I thought this game was over. I just started hanging out and slowly for surely, the Knicks just kept chipping away. I said, look, if they can get this game down to an 8-point lead by the fourth quarter, everything is going to change. My nephew told me, he said, like 12 points. It ended up being 15 going into the fourth. So me and him both looked at each other kind of like, they'll be okay. And sure enough, man, OG Anunoby starts making plays. And then something that we're taught in grade school, you got to box out. Not boxing out will beat you. I tell that to my girls and my teams all the time. Not doing the small things. It'll beat you one day. And it did it on the biggest stage of a lot of these young guys' careers in the biggest game of their career where they didn't put a body on somebody and it cost them. So it's not over, but it damn sure feels like it. I don't know where you find morale and confidence from this game and to continue to move forward, to protect your home court and try to get this thing to 3-2. But the Knicks just put themselves in a great position by constantly just continuing to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going home where they lost both games. So it doesn't feel like, friendly confines. You know how loud it's going to be in there for New York? I'm gonna fight somebody. I just, you know what? I shouldn't say it now because it's premeditated if I say it now. So I pretend I didn't say that, edit it out of the show. Sorry, Chandler, go ahead.
You said it.
No, I was just going to say, Sean Elliott came on our show earlier this week and he was saying how one play doesn't lose the game, right? And
sure.
There was a lot of plays that were bad. There were a lot of mistakes they made. But that one play that De'Aaron Fox didn't dribble the ball out, it might not have lost the game, but it could have won the game for them. And so I think that is just a huge play. Obviously,
I think it lost it.
You are there. You are there for that experience. You are there for that breath of fresh air that can kind of slow everybody down and make the right decision. This was just a bonehead play, and I hate it for him because I know this is going to go with him for a really long time. Fans are going to hold this against him for probably the rest of his career. But he dribbles this ball out. He makes both the free throws. The game is probably over. They're tied 2-2 going back to San Antonio, and the entire trajectory of this series changes. So obviously, yes, we can call this a learning experience. We can call this a nice lesson, but that's just inexcusable. And not to mention the no box outs before, the bad turnovers, the ill-advised, just casual throwing to guys not looking the ball. Like, he is their starting point guard. He is their experienced vet that gets the majority of the minutes on that team. It's devastating for him. And again, I love De'Aaron Fox, so I hate to even talk negative about him, but this was a really, really, really poor, decision-making, careless game for him. That might have cost him the NBA Finals. And again, a lot of things went into it. There are a lot of things that went wrong before that. So it's not just one play, but man, he could have put the game on ice just by simply dribbling the ball out and making free throws, dude.
Like, how does that even happen? Like, somebody explain to me, how does that happen in his brain? What went on?
In real time, I thought he had a wide open layup. I got to be honest. He got foot speed. He's one of the quickest guys on that team. When that ball came loose and he chased it down, I said, three-point game, and we'll see what happens from there. OG made a play. Yes, he should have dribbled it out. Yes, he should have waited for the free throws and game management and all of those things. But, in real time, guys make mistakes. And that just happened to be a huge mistake that he made. And you got to give OG credit for not quitting on the play and giving his team a chance to go get that ball, that loose ball. And like Chandler said, man, it's gonna hunt Fox for some time. And not only that, it was mistake after mistake. And again, these things get magnified when you're on the world stage. This isn't a regular season game where you can kind of brush these things under the carpet. It's a lot of conversation about the emergence of Dylan Harper. It's a lot of conversation about whether he should be traded or not, who should get those minutes, should he close. It is a microscope on De'Aaron Fox. So for him to make the plays that he made down the stretch was unfortunate because I thought he was playing a decent game up until that point.
Yeah.
I thought he was playing a decent game too, but I mean, we talk about, that one specific play as far as if he should have dribbled it out or, continue with the shot. Obviously, he chose to shoot it. OG made an incredible defensive play, but my issue with it was the effort on the shot attempt. To me, it seemed as if he wasn't really committed to making the shot, but he just kind of made a decision to do so anyway, which kind of resulted in OG catching up and being able to block the shot. But I just didn't necessarily care for the effort on the layup attempt. I thought it should have been a dunk attempt. We've all seen this guy. We've all seen De'Aaron Fox's highlights throughout his career. We know he's one of the probably most explosive guards in the league at this point. And like I said, the effort on the shot, it was kind of bizarre to me. Like, I already thought the decision to take the shot was bizarre, but the effort behind it was also bizarre. So that's the part that kind of stood out to me the most in that moment.
It's almost like he assumed that OG was going to foul him when he went up for it or something.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was really weird. Like, that was my only concern about it because, I mean, let's say he makes a layup. This isn't even a conversation. They put the team up. I can't even remember the score at the time, but it puts them in a situation to where they can seal the game.
I think it'll put them up 3. They were up 1. I think it puts them in a position to get 2 free throws or a layup, so it puts them in a position to go up 2 or 3.
Right, but overall, just the decision-making process in that moment, it was baffling. It was confusing for sure.
Yeah.
Look, I know they're not making any rash decisions, but I can't help but think some of the decision makers woke up this morning just, man, this Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox is going to get real interesting here in a few days when this thing is over. Does anybody here, are we still sticking with De'Aaron Fox? Are we going to try to move him? Like, we're sticking with him, Boogie? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sticking with De'Aaron Fox. I think this is a guy that's been great. He's been consistent for you all year long. He's been kind of a closer for you. Yes, he struggled since the ankle injury. Yes, he made some just abysmal plays last night, but he did have 18 points. He did make big shots. He did make a big shot in game 3, the game before. And so I do think you stick with him throughout the series. Do you know what that would do to this dude's confidence and that fan base if they just pulled him now in the NBA Finals in game 5 at home? Like, I don't think that's the right decision. I think Mitch Johnson's substitution patterns again last night were way off with Dylan Harper. I think he was, the second best player, if not the best player on the floor last night, and they took him out for way too long and kind of lost his rhythm going into the fourth quarter and down the stretch. And this kid was unbelievable throughout that entire game. But I think the play of Dylan Harper is just going to play itself out, and he's going to play himself into a starting position, into an all-star player sooner than we think. And regardless of what De'Aaron Fox is making, how he's playing, his salary, that's not going to matter because Dylan Harper is the all-world type player, and he's going to earn more minutes and opportunity every single game and every single season going forward. So they have a lot to finish here. We're going to see what they're made of in game 5 because young teams, you could think they could just hang their head. There's no way we're going to win 3 against this scrappy team. But at the end of the day, it's a three game series here, and 2 of them are at home. So there's still hope. There's still fight. And like I said, we're going to see. You want experience for the San Antonio Spurs? At least they're getting that out of this because they're going through, big leads, tough comebacks. They're going through big and crazy environments they're playing in. So they are getting that valuable experience, but possibly at the expense of an NBA title, which is devastating. But we're going to see what they're made of game 5 on their home floor, if they come back and if they respond in a mature fashion, or if they just hang it up and kind of throw in the towel. But it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
I mean, the cool thing, if we love patterns, is that this is sort of like 2013, the Ray Allen shot. Spurs end up losing, then they go on the following year, and we know how that season ends up. So I don't know, maybe we're looking at something like that. The other cool thing is that OG Anunoby game winner felt to me, and probably all the other Spurs fans, just as much of a stab to the heart as far as crazy ways to lose a game or win a game, depending on your perspective. Lou, do you remember a crazier one? Can we think of a crazier one than this or Ray Allen?
It's gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go on a wall with the Ray Allen shot. You know, that's one of the more memorable ones that I can think of. You know, simply because of the fact that they actually had the rope out, they had the fans back, they were in full celebration mode for the Spurs at that point.
Ugh.
So, you know, this game being down 29. Quick shot. I kind of cringed when Jalen Brunson shot this one because I was like, ooh, I don't know if that was the attempt that I wanted for the game. But this was huge for OG not to quit on the play. Both teams gave up big offensive rebounds at the end of this game to sway it one way or another. But this is going to go down in history as one of the bigger tip-ins in NBA Finals history. I think what De'Aaron Fox did is also going to go on the wall of bonehead plays that's happened in NBA Finals history as well. You can't really put a measuring stick on that. But that was huge for OG. The second half that he had behind the three-point line and to be able to win a game from just an effort play, that tells you everything you need to know about his identity, what he brings to the table for the Knicks. He's just steady. He's been a steady guy. We've had conversations about Brunson. We've had conversations about Cat. It's time to talk about OG Anunoby and him being this Finals MVP conversation, especially after the game that he had last night, especially after the effort and the effort that he showed just to have the will of not wanting to lose a game when you get so close to it and not leaving without it. Huge kudos to him, man.
Lou, you made a good point, Lou. If OG doesn't tip this in, we're probably sitting here dissecting what a horrible game-winning shot that is from Brunson right there and how he settled and how he didn't get to the rim. And I know it's easy to pile on De'Aaron Fox here this morning. Their defensive scheme was to put no one on the ball, which I thought was weird. Maybe put a big guy, put Wemby or put someone on the ball to maybe get a deflection or a steal. But then obviously they wanted to take the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands. So De'Aaron Fox comes to double team, and that lets OG just run to the basket free. So I know it looks like a missed box out. It wasn't, and I know people are going nuts on De'Aaron Fox for the certain play. He was clearly told to come and double team Jalen Brunson and try and take the ball out of his hands. Jalen shot over the double team, which left a 4-on-3 on the back, and OG, credit to him, continued to play. So this, I mean, it's a fluke. This ball bounces anywhere else other than where it did. This series is tied 2-2, and again, I think we're kind of ridiculing Jalen Brunson for this shot attempt, but these are the plays that OG has been making all season, all playoffs, and again, to me, Jalen Brunson's still the Finals MVP. The dude put up, what did he put up last night? 36, 7, and 5, and he was a lot more efficient. I mean, he was 12 for 25 last night. He was a lot more efficient than he was. But
OG's coming, Chandler. OG's coming for that title.
I think he's got.
It's a serious conversation. It's a serious conversation.
I definitely think OG has definitely positioned himself to be considered, for Finals MVP. I thought in the beginning, Cat was kind of leading the way, setting the tone for this Knicks group, and things were flowing for him well, especially when they took the 2-0 lead. So early on, you kind of see Cat doing this thing, and it's like, oh, this is an easy decision. He's carrying the team. He's playing very well. Shooting percentages are really good. Numbers are good to back it up. Defense was on par. He was doing a great job against Wemby early on in this series. So I thought it was a pretty clear-cut decision as far as who was the best player for the Knicks at that moment. Obviously, OG is taking this game to a whole nother level. Cat has kind of, took his foot off the gas and regressed a bit, later on in this series. But, OG stepped up. He's kind of filled that void, and he's now kind of at the point of being that guy that's carrying this squad. Big shot after big shot, big play after big play. He's doing it on both ends of the floor. We give a lot of credit to Wemby with how he, controls the game on both sides of the floor. This is another guy, OG, who's also kind of doing the same thing. Not at the same, clip or rate or or even at the same level of a Wemby, but he has a huge impact on both sides of the floor for this Knicks group. So just speaking on that part alone, he's definitely put himself in a position to be considered. And when we sit here and talk about, some of the craziest shots we've seen in, playoff history, finals history, things of that nature, and I could be wrong, but the last crazy shot I remember, I would say, was the Raptors. What was the Raptors when Kawhi hit the crazy baseline?
The conference finals, yeah.
So that's probably the last big one. I don't know if we were speaking on playoffs or final shots, but
you speak on whatever you want, Boogie. You just speak.
But as far as OG and how he's performed and kind of positioned himself, I agree with the guys. He definitely should be considered for Finals MVP.
Yeah. One
it's
thing
kind of
that
funny.
I like, out of everybody on the Knicks team, OG has zero fear of Wemby. He's the one guy that attacks Wemby every opportunity that he gets. Like, from whether he's going to shoot a three, he's not worried about the closeout, whether he's putting it on the ground, finishing strong at the rim. He's the one guy that's been able to attack Wemby and show some weaknesses in his defensive game when it comes to just somebody constantly attacking him. You got to give him credit for that. Like, that alone is worth him being in the conversation of the Finals MVP, just by the way that he's been able to attack. And to go 7 from 9 from the three-point line to get them back in this game in the second half, you definitely got to put him in this conversation. I don't care what's going on. You got to put him in the conversation.
With a game winner, too?
Like, heck yeah.
I don't even know if we should consider it just putting him in the conversation. I think he's, as far as consistency from game one to now, I think he's been your most consistent Knick as far as performance, numbers, and everything that it takes to take home, the Finals MVP. So I think we kind of shortchange him by saying, like, yeah, he should be in the conversation. I think he's been the best Knick clear cut from start to finish as of right now. So
damn it,
I'm sure things can change down the line.
For OG?
I know. We should have done it. Silent assassin, right there the whole time. I like the idea that, like, Kat and Brunson are sort of just battling it out over here, and here comes OG just quietly behind everybody. I love everything about it. Look, there's not a whole plethora to choose from in Knicks playoff history. So I'll ask you this. Obviously, Willis Reed comes to mind as the most famous up to this point. Did we just witness the best playoff moment in Knicks history, Chandler?
It was one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. So, yeah, I would say for sure. I mean, in my lifetime, in my era that I've been watching the NBA, I don't remember a better game that was so bad and such a blowout to such a turnaround. It was funny. My kids were sick last night, and my wife wanted me to go up and do bath time with her. And it was a 25-point game. And I said, babe, this game is not over. I can't go upstairs yet. And I was kind of lying. I was kind of lying just because I wanted to watch into the game. And then it just kept dwindling down. And she came back down. It was like 17. I'm like, see, look, I'm not lying. I can't come up there yet. And it just kept coming. And you just have that thought when you're watching this Knicks team that they are so resilient and they never give up. Like, my buddy I was with, he live bet them like down 28 to like risk like $400 to win like $6,000 or something. It was like something nuts. And you can do that with this Knicks team. Like, they don't stop. They never hang their head. Like, they're a better team when they're losing going into the fourth quarter because they come together. Jalen Brunson last night even deferred a little bit and let other people get involved and had a more balanced attack offensively. We already talked about OG and Alvarado. We haven't talked about him.
That's true.
He only played 15 minutes and he had 8 points, but that was the one of the more impactful playoff performances I've ever seen. Just picking guys up full court, big buckets, big timely buckets, just making all the energy and hustle plays. And a lot of people don't like to talk about that because they're going to talk about Brunson. They're going to talk about OG's tip in. They're going to talk about all the mistakes that the Spurs made. But, man, Jose Alvarado came in and he completely changed the game with just his effort and his energy and some big buckets. So, listen, this was a favorite game, one of my favorite games I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm still shocked. Like, it is, I can't imagine how San Antonio feels right now.
Alvarado with the biggest player of the game with the MMA takedown on Wemby. So I think that was the highlight for him.
Didn't I call it? I called it yesterday. I said, Alvarado and Mitchell Robinson, they going to get their hands dirty. And sure enough, both of them made attempts. I was like, yes, I knew it. Somebody got to do the dirty.
Behind it. for sure.
Yeah,
Hey,
somebody got
I
to do that.
thought
and even the
Shout out
first play
Mike
of the
Brown for
game.
making that adjustment. Yeah, man. Shout out Mike Brown for making that adjustment, knowing that you need a ball handler in the game, knowing that they're running and jumping and trapping Bronson, and they need somebody to be able to create and hold it down, and to go with Alvarado at such a time in the game, and to let him play extended minutes, trusting a guy off your bench that's not necessarily known for scoring a basketball, but can get you in a position to be able to create. Man, big shout out to Mike Brown for recognizing that he made a lot of different adjustments during that game that I thought got them into a place. I know my guy. I can't think of his name right. McBride. McBride hasn't played his best. Right away, he goes with Clarkson. Clarkson didn't have a great game, but he get a bucket. Right. You go with earlier in this playoffs, he didn't have minutes for Alvarado. He finds it in this game where he needs a guy that can be able to handle the ball and to be able to create and alleviate some of that pressure off of Bronson. And he played some huge minutes. Like Chandler said, he only had 8 points, but the impact that he had on his game, it goes way, way off the charts of what you needed from him at that time. So shout out to Mike Brown for making the appropriate adjustments and getting him in that position.
No.
that was good coaching. Let's talk about the other side of things. How much of the blame do you think, rightfully, Mitch Johnson deserves this morning? Lou, you want to go first?
Everybody's gonna share the blame in this one. You know,
Yeah,
they didn't adjust
Evenly?
No, I'm not gonna give it even. I'm not gonna give it even. I think that, he just got caught up in having too much confidence in his group and not making adjustments when they were making that run. When you get, like I said, when you drink the Kool-Aid and you go up 29 points and you have the team that you have, you kind of get tricked into thinking they're playing better than they're playing and they're going to be able to withstand these runs. I don't think he made adjustments. And all the whole while, I thought Mike Brown, every single play down the court, he adjusted to one thing, adjusted to another. He didn't allow them to play the foul game with Mitchell Robinson. He played offense, defense early in this fourth quarter where he was able to get him off the floor. He had Cat guarding the inbounder. Cat tips the ball where Castle is wide open for the alley-oop. Playing Alvarado. Like, he made so many different adjustments. I just didn't see it from Mitch Johnson. I didn't see him getting involved in this game and making the appropriate adjustments. So no, I don't think it's even for anybody, but he's gonna hold his fair share. I'd be curious to see what the guys got to say about it.
I agree. I think it's a fair share of blame for everybody across the board. But I more so look at it, I feel like the group just got comfortable. Even though this has been, an ongoing issue as far as them closing out games, I think that lead last night was fool's gold. Everybody
They had record threes, Boogie. They had record threes in the first half and finals.
And I think all of that was fool's gold. It got to the point where they got to the point where they maybe thought the game was over before halftime. And deservingly so with such a comfortable lead. But, part of winning this series is also knowing your opponent. And your opponent has shown that the game isn't over until it's over. They've shown that they have a huge push when it comes to the fourth or the second half of these games. And they've shown that they're going to always continue to fight back until the clock is at zero. So knowing these things, I think the Spurs group got comfortable. And sometimes when you do have big leads, you go out there, you kind of play free, you play lackadaisical, you don't play with the same type of urgency. And the next thing you know, you do have a game on your hands. So I think it was more so getting a little too comfortable. I also blame the inexperience. And everybody we're mentioning, we keep kind of avoiding this part, are still in the process of learning how to win. This is a young coach. This is a young group. And even when it comes to the veteran point guard and De'Aaron Fox, this is also another guy that's learning. So I don't want to ignore that part of it when we sit here and critique the mistakes and mess ups throughout their game. But the biggest thing is they're young, they're inexperienced, and they have to learn how to win. And I think that's the problem right now.
Yeah, I think just the nature of the beast, he's going to catch some blame, and he's also a young coach with zero experience, and so I think his substitution patterns were a little off with with Dylan Harper. I think he kept him out for way too long. He did have 2 timeouts there at the end where I was surprised he didn't burn one earlier when they were going on that run, and they were consistently just getting bad possessions and the turnovers by Fox. Then he would dribble off OG's foot, then just kind of hoist a long three. It's like you could tell their offense was getting slowed down and stagnant. Obviously, it's easier for me to sit here from the outside looking in and be like, man, call a timeout, like get everyone settled down. But at the end of the day, he's not on the floor. He's not Wemby missing those free throws at the end of the game. He's not Wemby shooting 25 shots, scoring 25 points. He's not De'Aaron Fox making just unforced turnovers, laying the ball up when he should dribble the ball out. Like, so yes, the coach for his decision making, his rotations, his in-game on the fly adjustments is going to catch some blame. But look no further than this inexperienced young team that is going through it. And yeah, they're growing and they're learning from this, but they are making huge growing pain mistakes in this series, and they're getting exposed with their youth and their inexperience. So Mitch Johnson's going to be a lot better coach from this series. Castle, Wemby, Harper, Fox, all these guys are going to get better from this. It's just going to possibly be at the expense of losing a NBA championship, and that's just going to be part of their story and part of their process. But Mitch Johnson's definitely going to catch some blame because he's also a young coach with not a lot of experience.
Well, side note, Knicks fans continue to show their ass because they waited at the hotel for the Spurs. I mean, they're just the worst group of people in the world. Throwing eggs. You won the game. So if you lose the game, you burn it down and start fights. And if you win a game, you still can't handle it. Like, what's wrong with you animals? Seriously.
Honestly, this really pisses me off. This is just disgusting behavior. Like, again, like you just said, you can't win with this team. You win and you physically throw eggs at a superstar people that everybody's there partially to watch and enjoy him and his talent. And like, you're treating him like this. Like, I get it. I love the passion.
This is why they're
I love
hated.
the shit talking. But this is why you guys are a bunch of hounds and no one respects you and likes you, because you act like this. Like, it's disgusting. I hate it. There's no room anywhere in sports for this, or in the world for that matter. And I think it's gross. And this is why I think they have that reputation as this fan base. But I hate this for the league. I hate this for everything involved, because there's no room for this. And this is how somebody gets hurt, and this is how someone retaliates, and it becomes a bigger thing. So, New York, you're gross.
They're going to burn it down. They're going to burn it down if Saturday happens.
And you know what? I hate it. I hate it that it's some guys out there that's making it hard for you to respect their fan base. Because where I was, I watched the game in two different places last night. I had appearances, and I got to be honest, after that buzzer went off, I've never seen fans celebrate in unison the way that the New York Knicks fans celebrated. But then you look at Instagram, you look at the internet, and then you see things like this, and it puts a cloud over all their heads. It's just not the right way to carry yourselves. It's classless. You throw an egg at a guy. All of this about a basketball, y'all are stripping jerseys off of fans, y'all beating people up all over a basketball game. Sports supposed to be a united front. That's the one thing that brings people together. I understand what's at stake here. I understand it's an NBA championship on the line, but this is not how you go about business. Like, can you imagine some of these guys, family and friends that are in town for these games, and you run into them, you're going to catch some action. You're going to get the fight that you're looking for, So thinking some of these guys, like, at the end of the day, Wemby is a 7'5" grown man. If he decides he want to have a problem right there, they're going to turn that street upside down, man. So it's an unfortunate thing. It's classless. I'm scared for what they're going to do if they actually win this championship, because they're acting like this when it's just winning individual games. But listen, it's just a classless way to go about it. It's some bad apples in there, but it makes everybody look bad from the top to bottom when it comes to that fan base, man. I hate it.
I agree with you on that part. I think every group has bad apples. For some reason, when it comes to the Knicks fans, the bad apples are getting the bulk of the highlights as far as when they do win games. So I don't want to sit here and be small-minded and think and group them all together and just say Knicks fans are horrible. I'm pretty sure some good fans. I'm pretty sure some fans handling themselves in the correct way, the correct manner. But to the ones that aren't, kick rocks, playing traffic. It is unacceptable behavior. I don't think any player deserves that. These guys are going out here, risking their bodies, risking their health to entertain these fans. Your entertainment is within the game. After the game is over, all the extracurriculars should be left in the arena. Nobody's telling you can't celebrate or how to celebrate, but when it comes to harming the athletes and things like of that nature, I think it's completely unacceptable. So, like I said, I don't want to group everybody together, but to the bad apples, playing traffic.
Sorry, Beads.
We'll take a quick. What?
I hate it for you.
I mean, Well, they're gonna cause problems on Saturday. I can already promise. It's gonna be interesting dynamic. Chandler, go play golf. Yeah. We got Bobby P coming up next. We'll be right back.
You ain't built like me, you ain't cut like this. Bobby Portis, good on the top like this.
Hey, that's Bobby being Bobby right now.
Talk like this, yeah.
That is Bobby P joining us now. What's up, guy? How are you this morning?
Solid, man. How about y'all? Y'all good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
had better
long
days.
night, Bobby. We all getting long night vibes right now.
we are.
We all getting along nice vibes, man. I'm mad that the Spurs ain't win, man.
Dude, let's talk about
Let's
it.
get into it.
Because let me ask you this. Let's. There's a million angles. I think it's one of the craziest things any of us have ever seen. Is it the most unbelievable playoff game you've watched?
I wouldn't say unbelievable. I just think the series just in totality, the series can be a lot different if the Spurs didn't have a couple bonehead plays. You feel me? They're a couple plays away from being up 3-1. You're looking at game 2 in the series. Obviously Knicks come back. And then, Wemby turns the ball over. We don't know what will happen if they get the ball past half court and actually can get a shot on the rim. So we don't know what will happen if they would win that game. Obviously, they turn the ball over. Jalen Brunson goes to the line, splits the free throws, and obviously the Knicks win. And then last night, they actually get a stop. De'Aaron Fox, all he had to do is just pull the ball out, get fouled, go to the line, make one or make two. Even if he just makes 1 out of 2, the game's going to overtime, right? So there's a couple, young team mental lapse, mistakes that kind of cost them in this series for sure.
Bobby, we've seen some crazy things happening in NBA Finals. I'm pretty sure this is going to go down as one of the more historic choke jobs that we've seen in history. What stood out to you in this game besides, some of the details that you gave us? Because obviously this, like I said, this is going to go down as one of the biggest choke jobs. But what stood out to you?
Obviously, when you get a lead in any game, not just the playoffs, but just any game in general, you kind of don't want to just play with the game, play with the score. You kind of want to just keep doing the things that help you get the lead. You know what I'm saying? Getting great ball movement, getting the ball moving side to side, getting the defense to shift, getting flow shots, getting great looks at the rim. Feel like in the second half they kind of was playing with the game, taking unnecessary shots. And then that kind of led to New York being able to get out and run and get easy transition baskets and things like that. So being able to just close the game out was kind of crucial to the Spurs. I think Wemby even got fouled down the stretch. He missed both free throws too. Got to be able to knock those free throws down, those pressure moments. Because if you hit those 2 free throws, they go up 3. And it's a different feeling going up 3 points than being up 1 point with the Knicks getting the rebound and coming down with a chance to take the lead, which they did.
Good call.
Bobby, watching the Spurs kind of break down like that last night, in your opinion, who would you blame for that breakdown?
It's hard to say. It's a young team, still trying to figure it out. I hate saying that because it's the finals, but when you look at the Spurs just in general, this is their first playoff run together, which is super incredible what they've been able to do over the course of the last 2 months of this season. It's been crazy. They got guys in their first, second, third years that's first time running, and they made it all the way to the finals. But I think that in these finals, they just had a couple of young lapses, couple of young mental lapses. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? It can go from the coach. It can go from Wemby turning the ball over, missing free throws in crucial times. It can go Fox's. All he had to do was dribble the ball out. It can go from coach not, playing Dylan Harper a little more, down the stretch and not, putting him back in at a necessary time. There's so many things that you can say that you can't just pinpoint one thing, but I think that the Spurs will bounce back Saturday and get the dub for sure.
Really?
I don't think the Knicks going to be able to win all 3 games in San Antonio like that. Nah.
Wow.
Okay. So, with the way the Knicks have been able to, continue to make these comebacks throughout this series, would you consider them one of the more mentally tough teams in the NBA?
I definitely would. Obviously, when you look at the Knicks and look at their run with the team that they built, they kind of built a great team around Jalen Brunson. Obviously, Brunson does what he does, gets the ball in the hole, puts the ball in the hole, gets the shots up on the rim, getting the Knicks time to get offensive rebounds. I think everybody kind of knows when he's going to go into his bag, when he's going to go into his package and get shots on the rim. That gives OG and Mikal and Josh Hart lanes to corner crash and get offensive rebounds. Then when they kick it out, it's like that three is automatically going in for some reason. So I would definitely say that they're probably the most toughest team in the playoffs this season, only because everything they've been through the last couple of seasons to help get them there. They've been to a couple second rounds in a row. Then they went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, had a big game that they didn't win. Obviously, the Tyrese Halliburton shot. So, I would definitely call them a tough team. And I would definitely say that, them playing last night, coming back from down, 28, 29, 27 points, that was crazy to watch.
Now, hold on, Bobby, because now you said usually the team that win game 4 usually wins the series and close it out. Still do, but you feel like the Spurs still got a shot in this thing. You think they can go out and get 3 in a row?
Yeah, because, man, it's always hard closing teams out in the playoffs. You know how it is, Lou. It's always hard closing teams out. That's the hardest thing, especially right now. You get 2 days off in between to sit around and think about it. Obviously, it's probably easier hooping on the road right now in San Antonio versus at home and with the Knicks. So it's always tough closing teams out. But I did shout out the Knicks before the playoffs even started. When I hopped on here with y'all, I said that the Knicks flying under the radar this postseason, and teams so high on Detroit. They so high on Boston with Tatum coming back. Even the James Harden of Cleveland was kind of picking up traction before they got swept by the Knicks. So there's been a lot of things that kind of I think there's a thing that's kind of said for going flying under the radar, and I think that kind of helped them this postseason for sure.
Bobby, we saw Wemby get the flagrant one last night for the elbow with Cat. Obviously, no intention. We know that because he tapped him on the back. That's what that meant. If he gets another one, though, problematically, then he's suspended for a game. I got to imagine the Knicks are coming out in game 5 baiting him, right? Like that. Is that not what everyone should do?
I don't know if they baiting him or not, but I definitely like this side of Wemby showing like, man, like F it, man. I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing elbows. I'm doing everything. I'm doing whatever it can to win. Like I like this side of Wemby. He on the ground talking about, yeah, I'm in your head. Like as a hooper, you gotta love that. You feel me? So I like this side of Wemby bringing that dog out. And sometimes just as like when you're the best player in the team, you got to give that emotion. You got to get your teammates fired up. When they see you like that, they coming like that too. And you saw like his energy and his passion he was playing with in the first half kind of, led to his teammates' success and giving them some extra boost of energy as well. So I like when Wemby get nasty and get to talking like that. You know what I'm saying? This just the beginning too. This is 3rd season, and man, only 22, 23. So we got a long time to watch him grow and blossom into who he's gonna become for sure.
Yeah, he's got like crazy smile face, doesn't he? Like kind of like
a little insane a little bit, right?
Yeah, I like it though. I like it.
Insanity in there.
Yeah,
I like it though. Especially he's on the ground, he was clapping to him like, "Yeah, I'm in your head, boy. What we doing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? As a hooper, you gotta like that. You feel me? Like that was.
We on the same page, Bobby. We had a heated discussion.
I call him spade a spade. I said he dirty, but I'm with it. He dirty, but I'm with it.
Though, like you gotta have.
That's not dirty, Lou. That's not dirty, man.
Here we go again.
That's
Do
dirty,
not do this again.
It's just like, hey, get up off me.
Thank you. That's not dirty.
Hey, one thing about it. Listen. He is accumulating flagrant foul points. He's one away from getting suspended. That's the proof.
But next year they start over, Luda. They start over next year, though. So you know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
They start over next year. They start over, though. So we good. I like this. I like who women becoming right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not against it. I was trying to tell Boogie, I'm not against it, but it is what it is. I ain't tripping, but it is.
Now, when I think of my big man, I don't want no nice big man. I want one that's willing to throw elbows, get nasty in the paint, intimidate. Make sure everybody know he's there. I think Wemby's doing a great job of that.
Yes, sir. Keep going,
Man,
Wendy.
I want to
look at
ask you
this.
about this, man. You got in the gym with Dame. Y'all was working on some 2-man actions. What's that connection like that you got with Dollar, and what he look like? How's he looking in the gym? He ready to get back?
Yeah, it was fun to, you know what I'm saying, go out there for the last 10 days, work out in the altitude in Utah, work out with Dollar. Obviously, Dollar, one of my good friends in the league. We always text, and he always give me great advice, and just not about basketball. Sometimes you get on a team with guys, and y'all just teammates, and y'all just around. Dollar, like, actually one of my real friends in real life, so just being able to spend time with him, being able to be around somebody that I look up to that can give me that drive, that extra motivation, you feel me? Because I'm still trying to grow. I'm still trying to get better. I'm still trying to, you know what I'm saying, get money in my craft as well. So working out with a top 75 guy like him, being able to get some gems, being able to get some, you know what I'm saying, different drills I can take back was great. He actually looked good too, bro. You know what I'm saying, shooting the ball, running up and down the court. And then just his mental was there too. So I'm excited for his year that's coming up. I think he gonna, I ain't gonna say shock the world because everybody know who he is, but he definitely gonna just reintroduce himself to the world for sure.
Bobby, I got to ask you about like this. The Giannis thing's never going to go away. Trade talks. NBA Central yesterday had a story about how looks like maybe Milwaukee is going to try to include you in any sort of trade. Like, how does that? First of all, do you even pay attention? I mean, if you do hear about it, does it make you feel a certain type of way?
No, I think it's hard not to see it because I'm on social media. I'm not gonna act like, you know what I'm saying, I don't be on social media. Some people be capping like, no, I don't see it. Like, I don't get on social media. Like, that's cap. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all on social media. We all get on Instagram. We all get on Twitter. X. They call it X now, but still call it Twitter.
It's still
You know what I'm
Twitter.
saying? We all
Still
You know
Twitter.
what I'm saying? It's still Twitter, yeah. So we all get on there. We all see it, but it don't bother me. I think if I was a second, third, fourth year, fifth year guy trying to figure out my niche in the league, trying to figure out my role in the league, then I'd be like, oh my God, I'll be asking my mom or asking my agent, like, what's going on? Like, when you're a young player in the league, you kind of read and believe everything. But I'm going on my 12th year. I'm at peace, and I'm just trying to get better at my craft every day. I've been in the lab just grinding, getting the body right for, you know what I'm saying, whatever situation I'm throwing in. I'm going to be ready.
I mean, look,
Bobby.
true. There's also better weather in some places, and Miami has apparently entered the villa and possible spots for Giannis to want to go to. It doesn't sound like that would suck, but have you talked to him about that? Like, is that something that we're thinking about?
Obviously, I talk to the bro every week, every other week. We always check in. That's like my real friend too. It's kind of good to have real friends in the league. You feel me? Like I said, man, sometimes you just get on a team with guys, then y'all just teammates. Like, y'all might not never talk again. Y'all might not communicate. Y'all might not check on each other. And these my real friends. So, you know, obviously it's been going around the league and you know what I'm saying, the rumors been spreading since I got on the Bucks. I started with the Bucks in the pandemic 2020. I've been hearing about Giannis rumors and trades for 6 years. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to, you know, partake and take place. But, you know, I think the best thing we can do is just, you know what I'm saying, wake up every day, keep grinding, keep working. And, you know what I'm saying, whatever God, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened, you know what I'm saying, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Whatever God has for you is for you. That's what my grandma told me years ago, man. You can't really control anything but your work ethic and, you know what I'm saying, your attitude. So, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just working out every day and just staying ready.
Chilling.
That's the name of the game in the league. You know what I'm saying? Boogie and Lou know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Control what you can control.
Control you control. Like the name of the game is staying ready, bro. Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. That's it.
It's my favorite saying, probably. Bobby, appreciate it. I hope you're right about Saturday. I really do. If you're not, you'll hear from me. We appreciate the time.
Yeah, we ain't gotta see you post about the Spurs the rest of the summer.
Yeah. No, I'll be quiet. We'll be right back.
Run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back.
Anywho, let's say what? Okay, Kyrie Irving, viral. Of course. Okay, here we go. One-on-one at his camp. That's just fun, and I'm so happy we get to see this. Kyrie versus Wemby. What do we got? Y'all here?
101.
No, I just feel who's more fun to watch? Who's harder to guard? This is actually fun to watch. I'm just mesmerized.
Oh,
I think those two different type monsters. I think both on both ends is an extreme. So
they're trying so
if
hard.
I had the opportunity to pick one, I think I would avoid both.
Yeah, like Kyrie gonna embarrass you. Kyrie gonna tween dribble step back, fillet. He got the whole thing. He gonna embarrass you when it come to Wemby. It's like, what, you're helpless. What else can I do?
He might embarrass you too,
Urban
though,
Island.
It's a different embarrassment, maybe.
He might embarrass you as well.
Different ones,
By the way,
different levels of embarrassment. But yes, both of them. But man, it looks good to see. It feels good to see Kyrie back in action and pouring into the youth, pouring into the top 100 kids. But to see him on the floor, moving in the way that we've gotten accustomed to seeing him move, that was good to see.
I also just think how cool it is for those kids to get to do that. Like, that's a pretty core memory moment. All right, Bobby P sounded pretty confident in the Spurs on Saturday. I'm not that confident. Let's about you two, Boogie. How are you feeling? Who's winning Saturday? What city's burning down?
I think the Spurs have a chance. They've shown that they've had a chance in every game. They've shown the ability to compete with the best. They've shown that they have the ability to have, at some parts of the game, be better than the Knicks. It's more so about closing. So I do think the Spurs still have a chance. I think they can win next game at home. I think they'll be motivated to do so. But it's all about how they decide to close. But,